So I'm going to make my meal, my evening meal now, and I'm going to show you what it consists of. So I'm going to make some steak tartare. This is grass-fed strips of beef, sirloin fillet and rib, and it's cost about £1.25. So this comes in a 300 grams portion, and I've cut it into a third, into about 100 grams, which is quite small, but you really don't need a lot with raw beef. Yeah, this is raw, yeah? So steak tartare is raw beef. Now, usually steak tartare is a very posh dish, and it's got all kinds of things in, usually like chopped onions, chopped hard-boiled eggs, oh God, all kinds of things. But we're not making the Nigella Lawson version here, we're just making a very simple version, and all we're going to use is fish sauce, which is made with anchovies, and Dijon mustard, French mustard. Yeah, good enough in there. Believe me, that's delicious. That's all you need. And then I'm going to, as a side dish, I've got some of my coleslaw, which I made earlier. Coleslaw, yeah. And I've also got some lovely sauerkraut, choucroute. And I made this. Can you see the little black things in it? That's black radish. Okay, so cabbage and black radish fermented. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we need a very sharp knife, and we'll just yeah, it's not so easy with the strips. It's easier when you've got a lump of sirloin. We're going to start chopping later, but I want to start off cutting it. Now let's draw the knife across. Yeah, you need a very sharp knife. As we do this, we'll see some sinews appear, and we'll just cut those out. Yeah, there's a bit of sinew here, look, so we'll just cut that bit out. This is very lean beef. This is from Farmers On in the UK, and it's grass-fed. Now, the thing is, it's all year round grass-fed. It comes from animals that are kept on the North Yorkshire moors or in Scotland, and they assure me that then they're grass-fed all year round. There's a bit of my glove again. Yeah, I was a bit worried about that. You know, I said, surely they've got to come in for the winter and they can't feed on grass when they're kept in stalls. And they wrote back and said, no, they're kept on grass all year round, and some of the farmers never see their cows until they bring them down for slaughter. So they're practically wild. So I'll post up their email to me if I can find it. So this is part of the cennulate. This is my version of the cennulate diet. Cut out a bit of sinew. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to start chopping it in it. And we want to chop it really fine. It wants to be a paste like pate. Yeah, some bits of sinew will appear as we start cutting. Anyway, so let's start chopping. So chop, 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 chop. Yeah, try not to splat it all over the kitchen when you're doing this. So we want to try and keep it on the board. Yes, the idea of this is this is a cennulate diet, and cennulate This is to put into remission 91 chronic diseases, so-called chronic diseases, or diseases of civilization, also called non-communicable diseases. Things like arthritis, autoimmune diseases, osteoarthritis, multiple sclerosis, all these things. His diet puts them into remission. The idea is it heals the gut. And when you cook beef and you eat the char, that is really a disaster, especially if you've got leaky gut. So this wants to really be like a paste. I'll maybe post up Nigella's version of steak tartare. Am I allowed to do that? Is that copyright infringement? Yeah, I think it's copyright infringement. Well, I'll do a generic posh steak tartare recipe and post that up. I'll take it from several sources and do an amalgam, then it won't be copyright infringement. Okay, so I think that's our pate, and we'll, okay, so now we're going to put some mustard in. So you want a good dollop of mustard. It wants to be nice and strong. Yeah, something like a tablespoonful of mustard. You can always add a bit more, of course. It's not enough. So we'll put plenty of our fish sauce in, yeah. And the fish sauce really makes it sing. It's the umami flavour. Don't use soy sauce. I tried soy sauce once when I ran out of fish sauce, and it just doesn't work. It's not the same. It really needs to be fish sauce. Okay, let me taste that. Fabulous. I probably put a bit too much mustard in, actually, to be honest. So there's a bit less mustard than I put in there, but it's still lovely. So, oh, that's strong, that mustard. I've overdone it with the mustard a bit. And now some nice coleslaw that I made earlier. I made this in another video. So there's coleslaw, and we'll have some sauerkraut as well. Sauerkraut with black radish. Yeah, the black radish is further down in the jar. This sauerkraut, I've made it at exactly 18 degrees for 1 month, which is, according to the god of sauerkraut making, Peterson, who started studying sauerkraut in the 30s, right up to the 60s, I think. And he said, perfect sauerkraut, 18 degrees C for a month. And I've used a cool box, because it's very cold, it's the winter here in the UK. So I've used a cool box, and I've used 2 jars like this with hot water, and a little thermometer that you can get for a couple of quid inside the cool box to tell me what temperature it was. And I needed to fill the glass containers up with boiling water about once in the morning and once before going to bed. And that's made absolutely perfect sauerkraut. It really is nectar of the gods. Yeah, I'll be making, go to my sauerkraut, my videos on making sauerkraut, and you'll see how you'll see me demonstrating the cool box. So when you pour the water into the glass jar, the boiling water, you need to just put put the water up to about here, up to, you know, about, leave about 3 or 4 inches of water in the bottom of the jar, and then pour the boiling water in on top of that. And that way you won't break the glass, yeah, because the glass, otherwise if you pour just boiling water in, it'll crack the glass, of course. So, yeah, so that's how I made absolutely perfect sauerkraut. There we go. Yeah, yeah, we don't want to eat these brown bits in the avocado, yeah, don't eat the brown bits because those are rancid. The oils, avocado's got lots of oil in it, yeah, and as it ripens those oils develop, and yeah, the brown bits are rancid oil, and avocado is anti-inflammatory. Oils, you know, fresh, really good oils are anti-inflammatory, but if they're rancid, they're pro-inflammatory. Yeah, so they're pro-inflammatory. So there's my evening meal, yeah? Yeah, one more thing. We're going to make some miso soup. So we'll push that out of the way so we can see the miso soup. So miso is, so that's about enough miso. So I'll be making a video to show you how to make miso soup. So go to my, so this is dashi. Dashi is the Japanese word for stock. So this is kombu dashi and shiitake dashi together. So I've made stock from dried shiitake mushrooms and kombu, which is dried kelp. And I've put it in this bottle. Yeah, I've forgotten my vacuum wine saver to show you how I get the air out. Anyway, you need to get the air out, yeah, with a vacuum wine stopper. And yeah, so here we go. So you make it into the consistency of clotted cream like this. And this we have at the end of the meal, yeah, not at the beginning, always at the end of the meal, like the Japanese. And in the kombu, in the kelp, you've got arginates, which forms a gel in your stomach with the stomach contents. So all your food that you've just eaten, it's like a colloid. So it mixes all the food up into a gel, which is perfect for your digestion. And also it's an appetite suppressant as well. Once you've done that, you won't need, you know, you'll be completely satisfied. You won't be hankering for a bit of ice cream or something, you know, to finish the meal. You'll be completely satisfied. So there we go. So there's my miso. That's about the usual amount of miso. Yeah, that's what the Japanese do at the end of the meal. And I've used a glass bowl so that you could see the miso, so you could see it easily. But I've got a little lacquer bowl, little Japanese lacquer bowl. Yeah, you just drink it like this. Don't need to use a spoon. So there we go. So that's my evening meal. Lovely. Have a bit of fish sauce on the avocado. There we go. I hope your mouths are watering. And yeah, so that's it. So please go to my playlist and see all my videos on how to follow the 10-day diet. And if you've got a chronic disease, if you've got an autoimmune disease, how to put it into remission. I put too much mustard in there. So this was about 100 grams. Needed about, I think, 2 tablespoonfuls of mustard, and I put 2 teaspoonfuls. I put a tablespoonful in. I think it's too much. Still delicious, but it's got a bit too much of a bite. Okay, so see you next time. Keep following my videos. Subscribe and leave a comment underneath. I will always look for comments. I'll always be reading your comments and I'll answer them.